Hello, everybody. I'm Jerry Willis. President Obama and Mitt Romney back on the campaign trail, where the president is blasting Romney's foreign policy as wrong and reckless. But one Republican senator says it's foreign aid under Obama's watch that needs to be looked at. And he's bringing his fight to several key Senate races. With more on this, Rand Paul of Kentucky. Welcome back to the show. Always great to see you. So you've been talking about foreign aid for a long time now, and now you're putting your money where your mouth is. Tell us about these ads.
Well, we're running ads in West Virginia, Ohio, Florida, Missouri, and we're contemplating going into Montana and Pennsylvania next, letting people know that their senators continue to vote to send aid to countries that are burning our flag and not protecting our embassy. And I think most Americans would be appalled to know this.
Well, and it's not chump change. We give Pakistan $2.1 billion, Egypt $1.6. We give Libya $13.1 million. Should we yank all of this money from these countries? And what's the basis for deciding who gets aid and who doesn't?
Well, there was a story today, the president of Egypt saying amen to annihilating the Jews. And I don't see giving money to people whose policy is to annihilate the Jews. I also don't see giving money to countries who are allowing the mob to attack our embassy and to burn our flag. So what I ask in my amendment that many of these senators voted against was to make the aid contingent. They have to be willing and able to protect our embassies. Pakistan should turn over the doctor that helped us get bin Laden, and Libya should turn over the people who assassinated our ambassador. I think that's the very least you can do. But we're putting these the senators on notice who voted for this aid and letting them know that we will participate in the election and let their voters know how they voted.
I want to show a picture of these senators that you're talking about here. Joe Manchin, Bill Nelson, Sherrod Brown, Claire McCaskill. Manchin responded to this. Let's hear what he had to say. Oh, sorry, we don't have that sound right now. But, you know, I think these senators probably aren't too happy about having your PAC dollars go into their race. Have they talked to you at all about this?
I haven't talked to anybody personally, but what I would say is that I think 90% of Americans, Republican or Democrat, are tired of seeing our money go overseas when we have problems at home. We have bridges that need to be repaired, we have roads that need to be repaired, and people in Kentucky and across the United States don't understand why we're sending our money to countries that are burning our flag and chanting death to America. I don't think most taxpayers understand that. These senators all have some explanation, but it makes no sense to me, and I think it makes no sense to the American voter.
Well, I want to move you along to the debate last night. I'm wondering if you thought Romney missed an opportunity to attack the president on his handling of Libya.
You know, I probably would have been stronger, but I think Romney is so far ahead that he doesn't want to come out and be too antagonistic towards the president. I thought the president looked defensive, like someone who's behind, and looked unhappy throughout most of the debate, and I think Romney looked very confident. Now, what I would have said that I think Romney didn't say strong enough was, I would have said to the president, why were there no Marines guarding the ambassador? Why did you remove the security team guarding the ambassador? And why did you remove the DC-3, the plane that was there for security? I think those are really important questions the president hasn't fully answered.
Well, I wanted to ask you, too, about defense sequestration. This is something the president addressed last night, and curiously, he said that it's not going to happen. What do you make of this and the fiscal cliff looming in front of us? It seems to me that our economy is already on a precipice. Will it get worse?
Well, you know, the president signed the sequestration bill, and so I thought that meant he was in favor of sequestration happening. When he says it's not going to happen, some pundits in Washington may agree with him, but I don't know. No one's come up with a legislative fix as to how we cut the money that we do need to cut from the spending. So I think ultimately we do have to look at military spending. We do have to look at domestic welfare spending, and both really have to be looked at if we're ever going to balance a budget.
Senator Paul, thanks for coming on tonight. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, and it'll be interesting to see if you get much reaction to these ads. You'll have to let us know. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.